What's good, everybody? It is your girl Tika, the shun of all things Ruthless, home of the Ruthless Addicts, here to bring you guys a recap of Tyler Perry's Ruthless Crossing the Line, Season 4, Episode 17. And yes, indeed, you guys, this is my recap. And the description reads as follows: Ruth teaches Bridget a lesson when she threatens her. Marva's plan to sabotage Ruth backfires, and Malcolm tries to convince Peter to help him escape, y'all. It absolutely went down on the Rockadusha compound. Lines were definitely crossed, starting with this situation with River as well as Elder Mother Marva. Now, on the last episode, we saw where River was caught in the kitchen with or caught by Elder Mother, you guys. And not only was he caught, she was trying to figure out, like, well, what are you even doing in here? So, as I speculated, River had to pretend to be intrigued with Elder Mother Marva. He began to flirt with her. He even put his hand on her chest, y'all, and look at the look of on her face. Oh my God. River, 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 my brother River, what have you gotten yourself into? Well, Elder Mother says she counters that and puts her hand on his maker stick and says, your maker stick is not even hard. So I know that you're lying. What are you up to? What are you up to? So listen, y'all. It got a little twisted for me. Tyler Perry, what the HELL. So proving that he was actually in love with Elder Mother Marva, River had to go downtown, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And of course, Elder Mother Marva did not seem impressed by River's tactics. So then, you guys, at the sheriff's department, we see where Desiree and Cal have come to a conclusion or to an agreement that they will, deal with their relationship later on. However, now is the time for them to stay focused and work on getting the Rockadusha compound or the children on the Rockadusha compound safe, as well as locking up the highest. So then we see, after we saw the moment on the last episode where Bridget was upset that she caught Lewis with some chick in the bathroom stall or the outhouse, she runs into Ruth. And Ruth asks her, what is your problem? What is your problem? So she is so mad, y'all. Bridget is so mad, she pulled a Lacey. Now, y'all know how Lacey did when Lacey's back was against the wall. She said that she was going to tell the highest, that she was going to tell everything, that she knew the plan, and that she was going to let the highest know that y'all were trying to escape, and that she was going to tell him everything that happened. Well, Ruth told her, you cannot do that. You can't tell the highest what is going on. And because Ruth never backs down, she did the exact same thing that she did to Lacey. She literally laid the smackdown on the one and only Bridget. After kicking her butt, y'all, all over the Rockatucci compound, she proceeds to drag her to the punishment trailer. Of course, Lewis attempts to stop this dragging. However, now she's literally dragged, y'all. But Lewis attempts to stop this dragging, and Ruth tells him she's threatening to tell the highest everything. She's threatening to tell our plan. And so he has no choice but to help Ruth drag her butt to the punishment trailer. And they take her into that punishment trailer. And of course, Lewis is not trying to stand by to watch any of this happen. But Ruth goes ahead and handcuffs her to that light fixture, and she's getting ready to lay down some punishment. Oh my God, crossing the lines were literally crossed. So then, you guys, we see where Malcolm as well as Peter hear the punishment going on right next door. And this is when Peter finally decides that he is going to help Malcolm, because if he doesn't help Malcolm, this is going to be him that is going to be getting punished that way. And Malcolm, Peter is reassured by Malcolm that he is going to help him. Now, you listen, y'all. I don't know how successful this escape plan or this help between Malcolm and Peter is going to be, but there's definitely going to be a physical altercation that is going to take place. And then later on, y'all, in the season, we're going to actually see Malcolm in a purple uniform. Y'all just stand by. And we're going to get to how we're going to see Malcolm in that purple uniform, okay? But anyway, in the van, on the way back to the Rakadushi compound, of course, the highest is how much longer? How much longer? Like a whole little 5 to 12-year-old child wondering how much longer it's going to take for them to end a trip. Well, the highest looks over. Of course, Daikon says, not much longer, your highest. And then he looks over at Joan. Joan has this sad looking look on her face. And, Joan has been caught by Daikon. And Daikon, says, oh, she's loyal, your highest. But at the end of the day, y'all, Joan is about to get investigated. I can see the look on Daikon's face. She is about to get investigated, and I hate it for her whenever they get back to that Rakadushi compound, because on the last episode, as you guys can remember, he found out that there was an additional account, and Joan said to Daikon that account belonged to the cartel. Of course, Daikon, I already know, Daikon is going to go do his research, and I think this is the time where we're going to finally get to see Joan get punished. So anyway, we see where Lacey and Zane are folding clothes. They're, having this conversation about what they're going to do. She talks to her. She tells her that Zane tells Lacey that, Maddie wasn't really trying to, listen to her. He wasn't trying to hear her out. So they're going to have to come up with somebody else for Zane to buck. And so anyway, you guys, we see where Laura walks up to the two ladies and she says, it's going to be okay. I found out that my husband made it out, and that his father is a senator, and he's going to call his father. That's going to be the first thing that he does. Little does she know that Aaron's plan has been kind of messed up because he was caught, but he is let go. So we're going to see if these ladies are going to be able to be freed from the Rakadush compound. But Laura tells the ladies, she tells Lacey and Zane, look, we gotta just stick with it, stay strong. Eventually my husband will get us free because he is the son of a senator. And the ladies are excited, and she just says that's all we have to hold on to. There's also another moment where everybody, of course, you guys have been asking about, where's Paula? Do you think did Paula make it? Did Paula make it? Well, not even Lacey knows whether or not Paula made it. She tells this to Zane. She's just like, she's not sure. All we know and all Lacey knows is that when she got in that truck, when Paula got into that truck, she was alive. But then Lacey mentions or has a moment where she says, if Paula was still alive, we would be free by now. So she was still banking on Paula saving them. But who knows, you guys? Will we get to revisit Paula? Will we actually see Paula again? That's the ongoing and running question. So anyway, you guys, back in the punishment trailer with Ruth as well as Bridget, and Ruth laid the smack down on Bridget. Not only did she hit her with that little belt one time, she hit her multiple times. And of course, all Laura could do was yell, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Was this whipping good enough to keep her from running her mouth? I don't know, but if I were her, I would just be quiet. Sit down and be quiet at this point. So, of course, outside of the trailer, the men are always outside, but Lewis is outside, and he tells Ruth that was, you didn't have to do all that. Well, I'm thinking she did have to do all that. She was running her mouth. She was talking trash. She was mad disrespectful to Ruth. So this whole little whipping, it was a little necessary, y'all. So anyway, we then see where, oh my God, Poor River has run into Ruth, and he lets Ruth know that he has been caught by the elder mother, and the elder mother says that she's going to tell the highest, and she was flirting with him, and Ruth is saying, well, we could use that to our advantage. We can tell the highest that the elder mother was flirting and that she was flirting with you. Now, after River is confident that this plan is going to help him out, um look at his face, y'all. He has went downtown on Elder Mother Marva, and he's still tasting the remnants, the after effects of Elder Mother Marva's hatch, cooch, crotch, whatever you want to call it. I'm sorry. I just had to say it. Poor River, he got to wipe his mouth, like he is just so disgusted. So anyway, you guys, in the kitchen, we see Elder Mother Marva, and she's making her attempt at trying to be nice to Ruth. But not only is she trying to be nice to Ruth, because River already put Ruth on game that Elder Mother Marva was going to try to do something to her quote unquote pregnancy. Now, Elder Mother Marva is in this kitchen, and she has given Ruth this sandwich. Now, we already know Elder Mother Marva was going to or is going to try to attempt to, unalive the baby that Ruth is supposed to be pregnant with. But Ruth says, well, I'm going to share my sandwich with the highest. And of course, Marva, Elder Mother Marva is like, no, I'll make him something hot. I'll make him something. He likes his food hot. And so anyway, Ruth is like, don't worry about it. I'll take this sandwich and I'll share with the highest. And so Elder Mother's like, do you think I'm going to poison you? And yes, Elder Mother, we think you're going to try to poison Ruth. So anyway, y'all, she tells her that don't worry about fixing the highest any food. I will fix him a hot plate. And Ruth is like, no, I will, share him my sandwich with him. So anyway, before you know it, y'all, Elder Mother Marva has made her way over to the trailer of the highest. And of course, it's like, I told you I was going to share my sandwich with the highest. No, I got his plate. I got his food. It's going to be highest right here. And the next thing you know, we see the highest and that black man making their way into the Rockadooshie compound. Of course, Elder Mother Marva is there to greet him and to, offer her food, her hot meal to the highest. And Ruth is there to offer her sandwich. So anyway, of course, the highest decides to go with the hot meal, but they have some things they have to take care of before he sits down to actually eat. So he tells Elder Mother Marva to take the plate and to get the food situated. So she walks off and does just that. Then the highest asks Ruth, how is things here? And she says that, everything was okay. Today was a good day. Little does the highest know everything that has gone on this Rockadooshie compound. But y'all, they're back at the compound. And look at Joan's face. Not only does Joan have this sour look on her face, Ruth recognizes that there is a sour look on Joan's face. Now, Joan is not ready to tell Ruth that she is about to get punished simply because Daikon is on to her, and because she can't tell Ruth that Daikon is on to her simply because she's hiding this money from Ruth as well. So she's really, really about to be in hot trouble, but she does let Ruth know, I know where the kids are. The highest says that there's a place that they are waiting at. It's a hotel that he had to put up the money in cash to purchase. So at least you know that the kids are okay. Again, Ruth knows that there is something wrong with Joan, but of course, because Joan is hiding too many secrets, she won't tell Ruth what is really, really, truly going on. So they're back at the sheriff's department. We see Conley as well as Mac, the dirty two double D's, and they are just basically saying, you should go in and talk to, or Mac is saying, I should go in and talk to Andrew. And of course, Sheriff Conley don't really care. He don't want him going in there talking to him, but he don't care. Just like, do whatever you want to do. Keep me out of it. That's what his mindset is. So Matt goes and talks to Cal and lets Cal know he's about to go in and talk to Andrew. And Cal is just like, yeah, you should go talk to him. So anyway, Mac and Andrew are face to face. And oh my God, Andrew thinks that he can still be saved. He thinks that he's still on the side of trying to save the kids, even though the bodies were already unalived, even though he actually did unalive Brian. But he's sticking to the fact that he is not with the Raku. But Andrew, do you really think that they're going to allow you to go back into that Raku? Into the Rakadushi compound? Like, I don't know, bro. I think you scarred. Like, I don't know how much jail time you about to get, Andrew, but you about to do some time. And Mac, your buddy, your boss that's right there in front of you, is going to do that time with you. But Andrew says to Mac, we've got to talk about that other sheriff, meaning they're talking about Deputy Polk. So back to Deputy Sheriff Polk is now being brought up in the topic of conversation. There's not a whole lot that's mentioned, but he is brought up. And of course, I don't know how Mac did not hear this door opening because I freaking heard it. But in walks the one and only Desiree, y'all. Leaning, listening. And of course, as Mac is about to walk away, he notices that Desiree is there. And she asks him, what happened to Deputy Sheriff Polk, y'all? So then, you guys, we see where Ruth has this sandwich, and finally she's using this sandwich for good. She gives the sandwich to River and tells River that he can take this sandwich and give it to Peter. Of course, River is like, oh my God, I'm saved. He thinks, he's like, he don't know what's in it, but he thinks that he is saved. So back to the punishment trailer of Malcolm as well as Peter. We see that, yes, Peter has decided to work with Malcolm. He's attempting to cut that strap off of the arm of Malcolm by using his leg, and of course probably a blade or something to kind of saw it or loosen it up. Well, Malcolm is working on getting his hands up out of there, and in walks River. River is trying to, he's like, I'm not talking to you, telling Malcolm, I'm not talking to you, shut up before I turn that machine on. Just trying to be, a hard tale. But anyway, you guys, we see that unfortunately River has got the lights literally kicked out of him by the one and only Malcolm. Malcolm used a whole karate leg to kick this dude. He got free, and now there's about to be a physical altercation between River and Malcolm. And unfortunately, y'all, that was the end of the episode. But we're gonna see at some point where River is in the freaking punishment trailer, and this is how Malcolm, I feel, is going to end up in River's purple outfit, y'all. That was the end of the episode. Did you guys catch this episode? Did you guys catch crossing the lines? Were there any lines that you guys crossed? Anyway, you guys, that was the end of the episode of Tyler Perry's Ruthless. And I absolutely enjoyed it. They're okay. People want action. People want blood. They want gore. It doesn't take all of that for me. I'm here for the storyline, and the plot thickens and thickens and thickens. We're definitely building up to something that's going to be out of this world, and I'm definitely here for it all, okay? All right, y'all, that's about it. Thank y'all so much for tapping in and tuning in with your girl, Tika Deshawn of All Things Ruthless, home of the Ruthless Addicts. You're new to the channel, finding me for the first time, hit the subscribe button, please, as well as the notification bell so that you can receive reminders of new Ruthless content, okay? All right, y'all, that's about it. Thank you so much, and you already know, stay ruthless.